G'day everyone, welcome to today's video. As you can see, I've got a little guest today with me. So unless you've been living without internet connection for the last week, and if that's the case, I really feel sorry for you. But last Tuesday my time, Scott released Five Nights at Freddy's 6, or as it's officially called, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Simulator. Scott released it for free on Steam for Windows users only. Unfortunately, because I use a Mac and I don't have Boot Camp yet, I'm not able to play it. I'm either waiting until I've got the money and I can afford to buy the OS operating system for Boot Camp, or I'm going to have to wait until Scott releases it on an ISO or iPhone device. Hopefully the iPhone option will come out sooner rather than later. Fortunately for me, however, there have been a multitude of Let's Play and playthroughs on YouTube. The big gaming channels like GT Live, Markiplier, Darko, Vapor the Gamer, Eve Goes Boom, they're all tackling the new game and they're all seeming to love it. I have been churning through these videos at a phenomenal rate. I've actually done nothing but binge watch them for the last week, just to experience it secondhand, really. And thanks to all that watching, I think I've now got a pretty good understanding of the timeline. Which brings us to the subject of today's video. Okay, Spring, off you get. Over the past few months, I've been trying to work through my own version of the Five Nights at Freddy's timeline, using a combination of my own experience through the gameplays, through the Let's Players on YouTube, and as well as Scott's latest book release, The Freddy Files. Then MatPat came out with his last two Five Nights at Freddy's theory videos, and I realized I had been looking at the franchise all wrong. So, taking into account my original research, MatPat's research, which has now influenced a lot of my own, because Scott basically confirmed that 99% of it was correct, I think I now have a workable version of the timeline that I am actually very happy with. And that's what I'm here to share with you today. Now bear in mind, this is my version of the timeline. It's going to have mistakes, it might not be completely correct, but it's something that I can live with as a story writer, a gamer, and a fan in general. Now please be aware, apart from the game dates that have actually been confirmed, any date that I call out is basically speculation of my understanding of how these events might have taken place. So let's dive in. So in 1978, Fazbear's Family Diner was opened. It enjoys moderate success and it has its one animatronic, Fredbear, at the time. Now I believe it's in 1981 that William Afton's partner, who I am going to call Henry for this video, his daughter is killed outside the pizzeria by Purple Guy, aka William Afton. He drives up to her in a purple car, gets out, murders her, and drives off. While inside, Freddy or Fredbear, I'm not sure, it's never been confirmed who is actually in this pizzeria, is trying to give cake to children, and we get the jump scare from Five Nights at Freddy's 2 with the puppet jumping out. Now I think it's in 1982 that Fredbear's Family Diner is purchased by what has now become known as Fazbear's Entertainment. They then proceed to open their very own Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Fredbear becomes a spring-lock suit, not just a regular old costume or animatronic, and he is given a partner, Spring Bonnie, to help entertain a larger audience. With the new spring-lock suits, it allows for greater entertainment value and just a general awesome time at a pizzeria. It's sometime around now that a competitor becomes known. Circus Baby's Pizza World opens up as well, with their line of animatronics, Baby, Ballora, Funtime Freddy, and Funtime Foxy. Now, the first day we know what happens. Afton's daughter is grabbed by Baby and is killed, and the pizzeria closes down with a cover story of a gas leak. Also, sometime in this period, we know that Fazbear Incorporated purchases or creates the character of Chica, which allows her to become a part of the Freddy Fazbear family, and the gang is complete. Also, they decide to air a TV show, Fredbear and Friends, which airs in 1983. And here's where we start getting into the game territory. Now, it's pretty much accepted that Five Nights at Freddy's 4 is the first game chronologically in the timeline. Throughout the game, we're seeing the crying child, William Afton's youngest son. We don't actually have a name for this child yet, so I'm just going to continue to call him the crying child. We see him constantly tortured by his older brother, with his sister's room empty, since she has now passed away. With the constant torture from his brother, both at home and at the pizzeria, it's no wonder this child is scared of the animatronics when he eventually confronts them. And it all ends on his birthday, with his brother feeding him to Fredbear and Fredbear's jaws closing down, crushing the skull. The child then falls into a coma which lasts a week, ending with a flat line, and we believe it's Fredbear's promise of, "I will put you back together." People have speculated that this could be his sister talking. Some even speculate that this could be William Afton talking himself. I'm undecided on this. I'd like to believe, or even it could be the puppet speaking. I don't think anyone has actually gone down the road that it could have been the puppet saying, "I will put you back together." And it is the puppet that puts the crying child's spirit into what has become Golden Freddy. And so FNAF 4 would come to an end. Stricken by grief, William Afton would have continued to go on his murderous rampage, moving to a new pizzeria location and taking the golden springlock animatronics with him. However, these animatronics would not be seen on stage. They were stored within the safe room and sealed up with only him accessing it. It's at this point that I believed he kills 4 children. Not 5, 4. Why 4? Because his youngest son, is already possessing the new Golden Freddy suit. So William kills 4 new children. And the puppet then decides to allow these children to have their revenge by placing them within the bodies of Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. However, with these new deaths, the pizzeria can't stand up to the scrutiny, so therefore it is shut down and the withered animatronics are stored away to be used for parts for a possible future location. Now, it's in 1986 that I believe that Five Nights at Freddy's sister location, the next game in the timeline, has taken place. Michael Afton, Williams' oldest son, takes up the job at Circus Babies Entertainment and Rentals. It is there he spends 5 grueling nights crawling through the vents and performing the maintenance tasks required of him. And in the end, he is scooped. After becoming scooped by Ennard and therefore regaining control of his body after Ennard has removed himself from the premises, Michael fades into the shadows for a while. 1987, and the new Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria has opened up. Yay! We have new animatronics in the form of the toys, along with the withered forms of the original Fazbear's crew. The puppet is also here, along with everyone's favorite animatronic, BB. Really, BB? Ugh. So while there, William Afton has taken the role of Night Guard. However, something has happened and the puppet is influencing the toy animatronics. Because he does not feel safe on the night shift, William moves on to the day shift, and therefore allowing room for our protagonist for the game, Jeremy Fitzgerald, to take the night shift. Now, Jeremy is bombarded throughout his Monday to Saturday shift by both the new toys and the withered animatronics, constantly under fire and under threat. However, it is on Sunday that he becomes the bite of 87 victim. He is transferred to the day shift for 1 day, and he is attacked by Mangle. Now, I know MatPat has covered this in his video, but I'm in complete agreement with him here. Mangle's jaws are probably the best for causing that kind of damage. I mean, we no longer have the working Fredbear, but rather we have the withered golden Freddy, the hallucination, so we know that's not him. Foxy would have been locked up in the parts and service room throughout the party, so we know it's also not him. And the rest of the toys are unable to open their mouths that wide, where Mangle's, well, I mean, look at her jaws. It's kind of obvious that she was the perpetrator for the bite. After this incident, the toys are scrapped, and the withered animatronics are put back into storage, hopefully to be retrofitted for further use in the future. It's at this point that we know that Phone Guy, our mentor, and I wouldn't call him a guardian angel, I'd call him a constant presence, decides to take over the night shift himself. So we're now into the 1990s, and Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria has opened for one last try. So it's in 1991, which again MatPat figured out through wage allowances from back in that day, that we know that our character Mike Schmidt takes the night shift at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. He works for a full week, constantly hounded again by the children within the animatronics, and eventually receives his pink slip, firing him for odor and tampering with the animatronics. Now, I believe it's after Mike has left that William once again returns to the scene, this time to completely destroy the animatronics. He is seen dismantling Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy in the guise of a shadowy bear to lure them towards the safe room. However, destroying the animatronics released the children's spirits, allowing them to get their revenge and trap William within Springtrap. After this, the pizzeria is shut down, the safe room completely sealed, and William is trapped for 30 years within the walls of this tomb. Now, I believe it's sometime after this that Baby is actually ejected from the Enard configuration. Something has happened and she is no longer welcome among her other animatronics, so therefore she has to try and find her old body and modify it, because she's no longer completely whole. At this time, Enard also finds the remains of Funtime Freddy and develops into what the Pizzeria simulator has called Molten Freddy. Same with Baby. Baby is no longer Circus Baby. She's now known as Scrap Baby. Terrifying image that she is. Let's skip forward a bit into the future, even past nowadays, because we know that William is trapped within the safe room for 30 years. Now, if we're going by that standard, we're looking at, from 1991, we're looking at about 2021 for when Fazbear's Fright would have opened. So Fazbear's Fright semi-opens. We're playing the Night Guard here, and we're dealing with only one animatronic. It should be easy, right? Yeah, nah. We've also got to deal with the phantoms under the control of Springtrap. However, throughout our week here at Fazbear's Fright, we're also freeing the children's souls and putting them to rest. And that, through a series of complex death and mini-games, we finally free the children in what is known as the Happiest Day mini-game. And the puppet, well, we assume the puppet goes to rest here, along with the other spirits of the children. Something happens that we're not quite sure who started, but a fire breaks out at Fazbear's Fright, burning the new location to the ground, and hopefully with Springtrap along with it. We all know that didn't happen. As the newspaper clipping shows, there he is. He's still here. Alright, enough moping. Here comes to the part where I believe the puppet becomes captured. If we've played through the new game and we've all seen the death cutscene, we see that the newest animatronic, Lefty, is lying in the alley against a wall. Above his left shoulder is a poster of the puppet with its usual tear tracks down its beautiful porcelain face. And threaded through his right arm is the puppet's arm. Yep, the puppet is trapped within Lefty, which is even proven by the blueprints that Darko found within the insanity ending of the new game. Basically, Lefty is built as a containment unit for the puppet, with a constant lullaby playing through his microphone. The puppet's now captured, but we've got to do something with it. And this is where FNAF 6 comes in, or the Pizzeria simulator. So our new character comes in. We've bought a franchise. We're going to build our own pizzeria restaurant. Yay! We can play the mini games. We can order supplies. We can maintain the vents. We can ensure all our products are perfect. We can be hunted down by crazy animatronics. Wait, what? What? Yeah. What starts out as a really cutesy simulator turns into a fight for our lives as the mechanics we've all grown to know and love come back. And it's certainly a doozy. The first night we have nothing to worry about. We're just getting used to the mechanics. And then we have to start salvaging animatronics. The first animatronic we have to salvage is Molten Freddy. And he thanks us for letting him join the party if we're successful. The second night, we have to salvage William Afton, who has managed to find his way to our little pizzeria. Obviously, he knows we're not who we're supposed to be, but he's still intrigued enough to stick around and try to kill us. Next up is Baby, who again knows it's not us, but she thanks us for welcoming her home. And finally we have Lefty, who just asks us to keep the secret as they join us in the vents. And I was so looking forward to a simple game. Oh well, that wasn't what we came here for. So we survive until Saturday, making it through the nights and facing down the animatronics. And we think we've finally made it, until Baby confronts us. She talks about how we are a gift to them. How we have assembled all these little souls just for them to play with. And how she's going to make Daddy proud. Then Henry comes in and screws up that plan for her. And we know it's Henry through the blueprints and audio files that Darko found. Thank you for doing that, mate. That was a really good job on your part. When Henry interrupts Baby, who we now know is called Elizabeth, he goes on to explain what exactly this new place is. It's a trap. An endless labyrinth of vents and sounds to constantly keep the vicious animatronics out for blood, running in circles. And it is here where Scott has crafted the final doom for the animatronics. Baby, Molten Freddy, William Afton, Henry, and our character all die within the vents as an inferno erupts and melts them down to nothing. So that should be the end of the series, right? So why do I still have a lot of runtime? because I don't think that's going to be the end. While watching all the playthroughs, however, one question was constantly going through my mind. Where is Michael Afton in all this? If MatPat's theory is correct, he is the one we are actually playing through FNAF 1, FNAF 2, and FNAF 3. But after that point, he just disappeared on us. But why is it that I think that? It's something that Henry said in his tape during the good ending that actually clues me into this fact. For those of you who haven't heard this part of the clip yet, here it is.
And to you, my brave volunteer, who somehow found this job listing not intended for you. Although there was a way out planned for you, I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you are right where you want to be.
He just said it. This job wasn't intended for us. I believe it was originally intended for Michael. Michael was the one who was meant to open this new pizzeria. Michael was the one who was meant to salvage the animatronics. And Michael was meant to be the one to burn up in the vents along with his father and any remains of what he had done. But instead our character beat it to him and took his place. So that just leaves me with one question. What now? That's my rendition of the FNAF timeline. Again, these are just my theories, and I could be wrong. I might be completely wrong on the Michael part, and it was Michael we were playing all the time. However, I don't believe that Scott would do that. Scott doesn't just put random little things in there to misdirect us. He's trying to tell a good story. And he's giving us all the clues. I think Michael's still out there, and I think Michael will return. But again, these are just my theories. If you've got a different one, leave a comment down below this video. I'd love to read it. And I'd love to discuss it with you more. Also, don't forget to check out MatPat's final 2 videos. He was a big inspiration for this video, and I hope I've done it justice. Don't forget to drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. I'd really appreciate it because it lets me know my channel's moving in the right direction. Subscribe to the channel too. There will be more great content coming out after Christmas. I'm probably going to be busy the next couple of weeks, so there might not be as many videos coming out. But after Christmas and the New Year, I guarantee there will be new stuff there for you guys. Maybe if you got some time now, you can go check out my blog. It's where I post a lot of my own stories and my own art, which are all kind of FNAF related at the moment. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll catch you on the flip side.